Hello everyone, welcome to TGP Plays, and today I'm going to be playing some Banished. This is a sort of colony survival game. I'm going to be playing it on normal. There is, what's it called, fair, normal, I think it is, no, easy, medium, hard. I'm playing it on medium. I tend to find most games I like to play on medium because that's how the developer meant for it to be played, in my opinion. We'll have disasters on, nice fair climate, nice large terrain, valleys, because I don't really like playing in the mountains, and I don't really care about the name. Well, let's see what we get when we randomise. Higginstonville, there we go, we'll play that. Alright, let's go. For those of you who haven't played Banished, it's a pretty tough game, to be honest. It's not your typical sort of city management game in that it's a smaller sort of group of people. There we go. These are our colonists here. I call them colonists. Remember the controls, we haven't played in a while. So these people here are the banished people, I suppose you could call them. You've got to build their houses. So you see the icon above all their heads at the moment. I've marked that up. The icon above all their heads means that they're homeless. So we've got to build homes. And they've been banished from whatever town, city they used to live in. So we'll just go through and place some houses. Oh, I can't. I've really mucked that up. We'll just go through and place some houses for them. I'll find something else to put in there. If you don't have houses for them by winter, they will basically just all die. Dirt roads just increase the speed that they move at. If you play it on the easier level, you start off with some livestock, you start off with some houses, well, houses for everyone to live in. Might put a well there or something, I don't know. I normally play it on the easy mode just because I've played it on normal and I really can't be bothered going through the whole grind of getting everything set up before winter. Really mucked up my parts here. And there we go. That should be enough houses for everyone. The way that you develop your city and the way that you get more people into your city is by the houses that you have. So, for example, if I only keep this number of houses here, then my city won't grow. That's basically it. Oh, what are we short on? Food? Logs. Okay. My city won't grow, pretty much. That's as big as it'll get. The people will get old, die, and it's pretty much a death sentence for your city. You can see here the map is huge. So I've got to do this quickly because otherwise my people will die. So we'll put a farm in. I think it's 5 by 13 is... I can't remember what size. We'll go 6 by 13. You see how I overlap them so I can see where I've placed the previous one. So you've got to have specific jobs for people. So you see here, assign jobs to citizens. You see I've got 10 labourers. We'll put some of them on as builders. Now, to get every job completed that is here, we'll speed up the time too, because this is running really slowly for me. To get every build job done, I would need 22 builders, and that would assign the maximum number of builders for the building projects that we have available to us. Don't have 22, obviously, I've only got 10 people, and I want to keep some labourers free because they'll go and clear this field and they'll transport logs and things across. And you can see the different jobs that we have here. What we'll do now, just to get a bit of extra wood production going on, is we'll get our forester. There it is. And you see he has a radius that he works within. I like to put them a little bit further away than everywhere else, in an area that I'm not really planning on developing. I'll try and keep all this area down here free for foresters and the sort. And up here is where I'll probably expand the city into because it's already clear of everything. So we'll pop our forester probably about here. He's overlapping the mountains a bit, which isn't great, but yeah, no big deal. So here we go, we've got our farms ready to plant something. We'll do some corn, and you can either select people's jobs through up here, or you can do it through this when it pops up here. So we'll put two farms on, so 2 of 2, and we'll go to this field here and we'll plant some potato, and we'll put another 2 people on that, because food is very important, as is firewood. And as you can see, I haven't got anyone producing firewood, which is an issue, so we'll get onto that as well. So we'll turn this around, we'll pop, there we go, a woodcutter there, we'll link up with a road, and now we'll have that. You can see these icons here, so they're hungry, they've got no food, they've got nothing to heat their homes with, so they're cold as well. I've only just noticed as well is that, yeah, when they, even though they've got no firewood and they're cold, they're still burning something in their chimneys. So this pier will be perfect to put some fishermen in. So we'll go back to our food. We'll get some fishing docks. Rotate this around. Try and hopefully find a spot that it'll sit in. Oh, whoops, I've got it backwards. And you want as much of that circle in the water as possible, because that will give you a better catch. We'll just do that for the moment, and we'll put another one up here if we can. Right there. Get some roads. And again, this is also dependent on your manpower. So if you don't have the manpower to run these fishing docks, then there's no point building a whole heap because you've got no one to man them. If we can get a road back here. You can't build on mountains either, which is interesting. Well, not so much interesting as annoying. Okay, get that road in. So they're not building this one here. You see every house needs 16 logs, 8 stone, and then 30 sort of resources to build. You've also got to remove items from it there. So if you look up at this here, so we had 4 items to remove. They've got the logs, they've got no stone, so let's fix that up. Down here in this bottom right corner, we've got our removal and destruction tools. So there we go, collect some stone. Now you find an area that's got stone and you just clear it. I like to clear it from where my foresters are going to go, so they can plant more trees, because the logs do take up, from what I've noticed, they take up a bit of space. And if I can remove them, and if I can remove the iron as well... Oh, someone's died. Oh, damn. Starvation. I didn't get onto food quickly enough. What you can do is you can quickly go harvest. Harvest. Oh no, I've got 4 people, they're all builders. I'll get 2 labourers in. Oh no. Oh. Stone is low, I know. Like I said, if you can get through sort of the first season, which I don't have up, if you can get through the first season, you'll find it's a lot easier. I can't remember where it is. Maybe a map? No. Log of events? No. There we go. So, food's low, and logs are low. Okay, well we're harvesting, so we should get some food. Up here shows your resources. So you can see amount of stored food, 178. Amount of tools we have is 27. The stored iron is 40, but we've got no logs, we've got no firewood, and we've got no stone. That's an issue. And what I can sort of see is that I've gone, oh there we go, we'll have firewood soon. You want firewood before the winter hits. It's late summer, so we're okay. We should be okay. So our builders are down here working away at getting this Forester's Lodge built. Then they'll move up here, and they'll build, hopefully they'll move up here, and they'll build our woodcutter. And one of the interesting things about this game, and it does it automatically, is that when your farmers aren't farming, when it's because they don't farm through the winter, they'll move into a labourer's job, which is nice to not have to think about. Oh, I missed a pathway there. It's nice to not have to think about it. They'll just do that automatically. So you see, as quickly as we're putting stone in there, we're losing it. So we'll put one person in the woodcutter there, and we'll get some wood. Logs split up before winter hits. I've got a really bad habit of closing all these now. Pop that down here. Now we'll move someone off building and we'll put them onto the forester. Now you can tell them to should have shown that here. You can tell them to cut or to plant. So if you just tell them plant, or just to run around and plant the trees, tell them to cut, they'll just go around and cut all the trees. And it works best if you have 2 of these built, one on cutting, one on planting. But for now, we've only got the one, so we'll just leave it as it is. We need more logs as well, so we'll just harvest some trees just here. Now, we're not building anything here, so I'm going to take my builder off. To do that. Do something else. And he's got no... You see this icon here? He's got no resources. So the material required to perform this work are not available. So he needs logs. He's got no logs. We're into autumn and it started snowing already, which is good. May have mucked this one up. Increase the priority on removing those trees. Because we need these, otherwise people are going to freeze to death. And I've closed every time. I'm sure that's me doing that. Now what we've got to hope is that they'll remove the trees and they'll give them to the woodcutter rather than come up here and use them for the fishing docks, because actually we might even just pause these. We don't want them built yet. Food is low. We have 163, we have enough to get us through. Logs is the big issue in firewood, because you can see more people are getting cold. He's struggling to keep up production. So you can see we've removed all these trees here. There's a bit of iron there, a bit of iron here. Stone is more important, there's some stone up here. These here are for herbalists, I think, and gatherers off the top of my head. They will come along and they will gather those up. Normally I'll put them down here with my forester. So check out our roads. Let's connect a road down here. And then we will put... We're going to get a pop of firewood the whole time. It's food, isn't it? Gatherers up. I always put these guys kind of together. Pop that there. So, now we wait, play the waiting game to get through winter. This is where you will find out how well you've done. If you... And we're really short of fire. We got 16 hours, now we're out of food. Alright, well, let's get these resumed. Just get one of them going again. This is where you'll find out how well you've done. If you find that you get up to this stage and you've got no food in early winter, we're going to struggle unless we get some other food production going, which is why I've built Gatherer's Hut down there here. Yeah, logs is low. Why we built this, because these will gather up a lot of resources, mushrooms, forest kind of things, and which is why I've resumed production on the fishing dock, which is ready to be built now, which is great, because I can, I've got to assign a builder, which means that we can actually, you know, the fishing docks will provide you with this nice steady source of food. I'm going to clear some more trees out, probably from just up here, and we'll make that a priority. Just so that we can get the logs to get our firewood stocks up. They would have come down here probably and started clearing that. Yes, they started clearing this, so they've removed 3 out of the 7 obstacles. Or items. So as you see there, it says trees, rocks and other obstacles need to be removed from the area. So before you can actually start building this and putting the resources to build, which is 30 logs, 12 stone, you need to remove all the obstacles you've got there first. So they started building this, what are we talking, logs, firewood. There we go, we started clearing these. Actually we might as well remove all, this just removes all of the resources from here. And we'll set that as a priority as well. So that'll give us a little bit of a top up of food. We need the logs obviously for our firewood production. We will set someone to go fishing. You see, I'm only doing one here, one there, because we just, as you can see down here, we don't have the manpower to do it. We have 4 farmers, who are working as labourers through the winter. We've got our one builder, our one labourer, one fisherman, one woodcutter, one forester. So that's the amount that you can have. This number on the right here is the amount that you can have working in those different areas. At the moment, I'm just going to leave it as, you know, one for everything except for farmers, because the food production is so important in this game. Okay, we survived through to early spring. Nice. Sounds like our builder's building the road down here. He's just in here, tucked in these trees. So he will remove those anything that's in his way as he goes. So you'll cut that down, grab the resources, and you'll keep going. If he gets full of resources, I believe he comes back. Yeah, so he's moving the logs back up to the main area, which get put here in this storage camp. Still no food. We must have. So our townspeople must have gathered all the food they needed to get them through the winter, and then just left it. Let's just remove all these resources here. Now we'll prioritise that. We could probably get going on this fishing shack here as well. And you can see our farmers up here. I'm going to clear these trees too, because they're right in the way. Actually, we should just clear all the resources here. And we'll prioritise that as well. So when you prioritise something, I've closed my jobs again. When you prioritise something, so now all of our farmers have gone back to work in the farm. So they're not we can't use them as labourers anymore, because that's now their job through end of winter through to the start of winter the next season. Farming is their job. But luckily we have some labourers, a couple of extra labourers that came in. So our labourers will, they're the ones that run around delivering things. So when I build a new, anything, so this fishing shack here, they've delivered 28 out of 30 logs, 16 out of 16 stone. So when they get those last 2 logs over there, our builder can start. It's the labourers that will run everything around. Sorry about that. So they'll run everything around. They'll get all of our goods delivered. And you can see here in our farm, slowly the crops will start growing. Nice, we got some corn. And what was this? Potatoes. Yeah, they'll slowly work away in their farms. Now, if I wanted to build a bigger farm, I'd or double the size of these, I'd need to remove these and then rebuild them. Now, because also I've got disasters on, I need to be careful that these crops don't get any kind of an infection or contamination of some kind. Because if that happens, then, oh no. Yeah, starvation started. We're not fully through our full yield yet. Oh, sorry, once a crop gets infected, any neighbouring crop will also get infected. It works the same for animals. Oh, excellent, this is ready. So once this is built, I'm going to move one of my labourers across to work here. I can actually put it on here for now as well, just to get them going. Get them started, get them in the right area. Oh no, here we go. Child, a farmer's gone, another farmer. Labourers will automatically replace anyone who dies. You know, we're just going to harvest these. So when someone dies and they've got a job, if you have anyone left in the labour role, they will move straight away from being a labourer. More people died. Farmer. I've got no farmers. I've got no labourers, I mean. Oh boy. Like I said, this game can be a bit brutal at the start. Oh no, more are dying. Child. It can be a brutal game. And it's not fun watching this right off the start, because like I said, normally I'm a bit of a coward and I sort of play it in easy mode, because you start off with houses, you can just get straight into food production, and you don't have as many people dying. Unfortunately, well, I mean, I had to play it on a harder difficulty at some point in time, and people are just dying. We didn't really want to be harvesting our crops now. We could have let them get up to their full amount because we've hit summer. We're not even, you know, in late summer or early autumn. But, you know, it is what it is. Okay, this here means that he's reached his upper production. So we'll fuel him as 200. So what we're going to do is we're going to increase that to about 600. So he can get a bit more done. And this is full. So this is our stockpile, and it is 95% full. So what we're going to do is build a new one, which if I can remember where it is, I think that's it. Yeah, stockpile. We're going to build a nice big stockpile. We can't. There's no room there. Okay, we will build it in here. Nice big stockpile there. There's nothing for them to clear, so they can instantly start moving things over there. We don't need to worry about anything about clearing anything. They just start straight away. So normally you would still be harvesting crops here, because I told them to go early because everyone was starving. We haven't. Our fishermen, because we had 2 assigned to this fishing dock up here, they've instantly split because now there's 2, and they've moved across to the 2 fishing docks that we have available to us. We have 2 labourers spare. We have... oh, I wonder if our herbalist has been built. Not yet. So we still haven't got our gatherer built, I mean. Hopefully that'll happen soon. We have no spare food. We've got 5 food. Hopefully our fishermen can see us through the winter. And our gatherer, if they ever get this built. Prioritise it because this is getting a bit ridiculous. Please build the gatherer. Now you can start planning out how you're going to expand your town in the future. So down here we've got we've got wooden houses. We can upgrade the ones we've got here into stone houses. So there it uses 24 stone, 24 wood, 40 stone, and 10 iron. You only want to do that when it is the middle of when it's just finished winter, because if you do it too soon, I mean, if you do it now, for example, that won't be done in time for winter, and they're going to freeze. You can see we've got a full family living. Well, interesting family arrangement living there. One person there, you know, a couple of people there, one child. A relatively young town, really, which is great. It means that, and one person living in each house, which means that we can sort of spread and grow, hopefully, nice and quickly. I don't think I've ever actually had a town this young. Most of my people get pretty old. They live long, full lives, which hasn't been the case in this town. As you develop the towns and as you build them up a bit more, you will build a town centre. I believe that's what it's called. Let's have a look. Where is it? Town hall. There we go. You build the town hall. The town hall will allow nomads to come in. The problem you'll have sometimes with nomads is that they can bring diseases with them. So you want a hospital, a herbalist as well, just to make sure that anything they bring in with them you can treat. And you see here we've got a nice amount of firewood, although we still have no food. So we might build. We've got no animals. We haven't built our trader, so we can't get in any animals. Orchards take a long time though. I think they take like 2 whole cycles to grow enough that you can produce anything. And we've got 2 fishing docks. Hunting cabin might not be a bad idea. We've got some animals around here. We'll go with a hunting cabin. And we've got our gatherer. Now, our hunting cabins, again, I normally put them with my gatherers, with my forested lodge, because the animals, you know, they're away from town. The animals tend to go away from towns. We'll put a gatherer in. We can have 2, but that leaves us with no. You know what? We're going to go with it. We've got no labourers, so hopefully no one dies. Right. So our town is basically set up. We've got. There we go. We're going into early winter. And we've got 15 food. God, this is not going to go well. So, this is our basic town. And my plan with the town is I'm going to move these fields eventually. They'll probably move. We'll expand our housing out into this area here, and probably down here a little bit as well, and out here. Yeah, it does take a lot of housing. We'll kind of make a satellite town over here as well, and we will, if I can do it, we'll tunnel. This is a lot further down the line. We'll tunnel through the mountain, and we'll connect these two town centres up. It's kind of an awkward spot it started us in because we're pinched in between these three mountains. You can build tunnels through mountains, but it uses a lot of resources. I mean, it would have been perfect if we could have started out here. It's a lot of space. So we'll eventually, I mean, look at all this, we'll eventually expand out here if the town survives. Which doesn't look good because we've got no food again. I really shouldn't have started that harvest, but otherwise, if I hadn't, I would have lost so many more people. Oh, there we go, we've got a labourer back. So a child's grown up here. So we've got a number of adults, students and children. So you can build schools, train your people up, and they will be more efficient at the jobs they do. But at the moment we've got 12 adults, no students and 4 children. So if we have a look at the ages, I think one child was 0. So like a 10-year-old is a woodcutter. That's interesting. Yeah, 0. A 1-year-old child. A 4-year-old child. And a 7-year-old child. I think when they hit 10, they can start working. Logs is low. And logs will continue to be low all the time because until I can get a second woodcutter and more people basically down here to start getting more of this wood. So our hunting cabin's up. Well, it's up and it's being built. It's nearly there. So you're 29 out of 45. It's getting there. It's getting there. I'll finish this road after that. You don't build her all the time either. Builders, you don't even need them when you're obviously when you're building something. So if you're not building anything, the thing I do is I turn them off of building and get them back to labourers because labourers are a lot more important. Labourers do a lot more work. So the labourers are out here clearing this. Farmers are too because they're not farming. Can someone tell me in the comments below? Do I keep turning these menus off? Is that me kind of just clicking up without even realising I'm doing it? All right, for spring. So our farmers are back out here doing some work. Ploughing the fields. I think it's ploughing actually. Children are annoying. You can see here, I think these are children. What are you? Hang on. Come here. Child, yeah. So, not doing any work. So there's the name. Health is 4.5 stars. Hearts, I mean. Could be better. 5-year-old child. Clothing fair. Tools none. And not educated. Is to check their inventory too. It's not so much the children, it's more the adults tend to carry things around with them. So if we look at this guy up here, no, he's got nothing on him. Oh, yeah. We need a herbalist. So you can build a hospital. It uses, as you can see, a lot of resources. 52 wood, 78 stone, 32 iron. Our stockpiles may say they're full, but we do not have the resources for that. So the cheaper alternative to that is to come down here, I think, and a herbalist. Now, herbalists will only gather in old forests, is what I've heard. I always tend to put them down here with everyone else in this nice big group, because this area here will always be forest. So we can turn our builder up actually and get it onto a labourer, and we can put our labourer in the hunting cabin. This will always be forest because I have the woodcutter down here, forester down here, who will always be replanting the trees that he cuts down. I tend to clump them together. I always tend to have a gatherer, a herbalist I don't normally use, but seeing he's that guy's health and the overall town average health of citizens, we need one. What's this? Our hunting cabin. So I tend to have 2 foresters, a hunting cabin, a gatherer, and if I'm using one, a herbalist down here. Because, like I said, this forester will always be building or planting new trees in the area, so in this ring that you can see around him here. Log limit's 200, but again, these messages here keep saying we're short on logs, so I don't really care about the log limit for that. Once it starts telling me you've reached your upper limit on logs, that's when I'll change it. I kind of wish we hadn't had such a big death wave at the start, because, God, I would have made this so much easier. Alright, food limit is 5,000. We're nowhere near that. We've got nothing at the moment. What you can also do, if I can remember how to do it, is you can view the previous season's work. So how much you've caught the previous season. There we go, production stats. Just looking straight at it. Previous season he caught 129 fish, this season he's caught 57. Now I think the previous season was when he actually started, so his stats won't be all that good. He should be, yeah, there we go, 241, he's caught 45. Now their circles overlap a little bit, which isn't good. You can see this area here is overlapped, which means they're both fishing in that area. It's not great. I'd rather they didn't. There we go. He's reached his upper limit of 600 firewood, so we'll let him sit at that. He can just replenish it as he goes. We need more tools. We've got 5 tools. I nearly clicked on it. This game, I love this game. I love this game so much because you're constantly doing something. There is always something to do. In your early stages, at least, there is. So we're going to blacksmith. So this is our blacksmith. You're always doing something. It's just that it can build up so much stress when you're playing this game. Simply because you know, like right at the start there, I had citizens dying left, right, and centre, and there's nothing you're like, just come on, just harvest the food, just get it done, and they just don't do it. Yeah, so it's a frustrating game. God, I love it. It's so good. I can't even remember the people that made this. I'll have a look at it later. Connect these up with roads, just because roads make people move quicker. If I'm talking too much, for anyone who watches this later, let me know. Just put a comment in the comments section and say, hey, stop talking so much. It's irritating. Your voice is annoying. Let me know. Right, so at the moment we're kind of in a... Notice, we're kind of stagnating. We've got no food, but we're getting a steady supply from our fishermen. And hopefully our hunting lodge too, actually. Let's have a look and see if he's caught anything yet. For some reason he's got 3 logs, 6 leather and 200 venison. So he's probably helping. There we go, we just got shot up with food. That's probably him delivering his venison up there. And we're straight back down again. Oh, and they're harvesting, so... Yeah, and these guys haven't started harvesting yet. They're at a 90% yield, which means that, you know, they hit 100%, they start harvesting. You've got to watch these farms when you get too close to winter, because, I mean, we're fine. We've got all of, and there we go, they've started harvesting. We're fine. We've still got all of autumn to go, and we're just in, we're late summer now. Because if you don't get the harvest complete by the time winter hits, you start to see your crops disappear and you will lose crops. Actually, I might leave these crops here and just expand a couple more out this side here. Like I said, you've got to be careful, because if you don't have a decent break between the crops, you can get crop infections. Infestations, I think they're actually. Oh, I can't remember what they're called. But well, yeah, I think we'll put a couple more over here once we get some more people. We really need those tools. We've got no logs in there, that's why. We just haven't delivered them, I don't think. Oh no, we've literally got no logs. Alright, we have to clear some out. This can get... we're going to clear this anyway, because we're going to be putting our farms near, so we'll just... Actually, what we'll do is we'll clear everything out of there, because again, we're going to be putting our farms. I'm sorry if you don't like deforestation, but it's going to happen. There we go. Just make sure all this is clear. Clear that too. And we'll prioritise. That's roads. You have to be careful when you click the prioritisation, because if I accidentally overlap one of these buildings, even I think even if you just hit one square, They'll focus on that. So you can see up top left, what are we doing about this time? Tools, yeah. So that's why I want to get into blacksmith, because if your tools, or if you don't have any tools for them to be replaced with, they'll just start working slower and slower and slower, and it's not good. So hopefully they can crack on with those tools. Get this place built, 3 out of 32. And our next step is here, getting clothes, which is down in the tailor, not food. We should really put a well into. Am I blind, or is there, oh, resource production, there we go, tailor. Warm clothes to ward off the effects of winter. Now, I've never actually had an issue with clothing in winter. Obviously, my people have run out. It's got down to 0, but I don't know if they just get cold, or if they can die from exposure or anything like that. So, I mean, obviously, I'd rather not have that. So we're going to pop our tailor in. Our priority will be the blacksmith because we have no tools. So this is our priority. 32, excellent. Now we need to assign a builder because our farmers have stopped, so they can be our labourers. We're going to need to clear some more trees again. Clear all these down here because I think our forester, or we've just cleared some just in that overlapping area. So we've just cleared one there, and it's now our overlapping area, but that's fine. The forest is not so bad. He'll just replant them. So yeah, no big issue. So they're working away down here. How's our people going? I really need to build a town hall and get nomads in because I haven't assigned a. Oh no, they haven't built it yet. Oh, because I had no builder. I really need to build a town hall and get some nomads in here. Let's see if we can do something about that. Town halls use a lot of resources though. If you have to forgive me, I haven't played this game in so long. I'm really rusty at it. Oh, in case you're wondering there, yes, you can get a tavern, make alcohol. Perks the happiness up a little bit. They're probably going to be a bit miserable at the moment because they've got no tools. They've got a lot of food, which is great. And they've got no coats. But they've got their tailor, which can be built. Actually, we'll put 2 builds on. Now he will use logs and he will use iron to make tools. So that's why you've got to have. There we go. Just run out. He needs a tool, and he's our builder, so that's not really great. Where's the town hall? I really cannot remember for the life of me where the. Oh, it's right here. So as you can see there, town hall uses a lot of stone. 124 stone, 62 wood, and 48 iron. That's a lot of resources, especially for something in such an early game. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to hold off on building. I mean, there you go, there it is right there. That thing is massive, and it uses so many resources. I think we will, once we are ready to build it as well. Actually, we'll put it... Oh, do we put it down? Yeah, we'll put it down. But we'll pause its construction. Actually, no, we'll let them remove those 2. Because we've got 4 farmers working at the moment. Oh, there we go. We've got our blacksmith, so we'll put someone in the blacksmith shop. There we go. Alright, they've removed it. Now we'll pause it. Need our blacksmith to start working there. We're going to need our tailor very soon. We've got 1 coat left. I also need someone down here for the herbalist job. Get our health back up a bit more. Food, we're doing alright. Firewood, we're doing alright. We'll easily get through this winter. We're in late winter now. I just need those tools to be made so that our woodcutter here can have some tools. Now I could probably get rid of this starting stockpile here and just move everything up. I really need that more, and it's just kind of just in the way. Oh no. Our blacksmith, his tool has broken. Oh no, now we've got 3 people. Bad tools. Which means that our blacksmith... I hate changing camera angles around this, but just so you can see inside the blacksmith shop. You can't really see too much, they sort of just stand there and he's just delivered some wood so he can get more work done. But because our blacksmith has broken his tool... oh, there we go, we've got 3 tools. So he should be able to go and replace that. There he has. Okay, yes. Tools is like, yeah, I know, but he's going to keep working. His limit on tools is 50. I'm going to leave it at 50. You don't need any more than 50. So we got our... We're back into... Can someone please tell me, am I the one closing this? We're in early spring, so our farmers are back at work. What we might do is we might put another farm out. What do we do? 6 by 13. We'll put another couple of farms out. You can work on corn. Because these guys are finishing their harvest really early. So I'm hoping that, and I'm hoping I haven't mucked it up, by doing another couple of farms, they can work right through to the start of winter, and then hopefully we'll be a lot better off. Our health is a bit low, so we're going to put a herbalist in. We're going to keep our builder going. Is he working on this? Yes, 6 out of 80, or she. Don't want to be judgmental there. And I think once we've got our tailor up and running, I think what we're going to do is anyone that becomes, if we get more than more than one labourer, what we're going to do is we're going to start filling up some more jobs, especially down here, especially with our forester. We really need more foresters. So what are they complaining about? Oh, they've got no logs. So see, this is why our forester is so important. Luckily we've got this forest here, so we're just going to remove all that and make it our priority. So we're going to turn our builder off. He can go and start doing that. Oh, this is ready, so we're going to put some potatoes in that one. Now, because I've got 4 fields, what they're going to do, see, we've got 1 out of 2 in there, 1 out of 2, 1 out of 2, that'll be 1 out of 2. So they'll split across all these, but once these are harvested, and obviously these ones are going to be harvested first, these 2 here. Once they're harvested, they'll switch across and start working on these fields. Now, this one here, even though we're in early summer, I really don't think we're going to get anything produced on it. It's just, it's too far into the season. You really want to be starting work on it, especially for one person who's not educated. You really want to start them a lot earlier. Logs, yeah. What I find when I'm playing this as well is that early game, it's food, firewood and logs. Mid to late game, if you can call it that, is stone and iron, because while you see a lot of deposits of stone and iron, you'll go through that really quickly. This stuff will all get used up. Actually, this is a lot more than what I've seen in previous games I've played. That's a lot more open. Should really have finished this off. But what my plan is that I just want to get these logs up. I actually know what we're going to do. Back on building. Keep working on this. So yeah, once winter hits, these guys obviously will become labourers, like I've said. There we go, we've got our 4 hearts. We're back up to 3.5 or 4 because we've got our herbalist working. Put our herbalist up to 200. So we got 17 herbs they've gathered. Now they'll help, but really, if you're going to accept nomads like I'm planning on, because I really need to up my population. You really need a doctor, because a herbalist is not going to be able to really treat them all that well. And unfortunately, now we play the waiting game. There's no way to... I mean, I skip time a bit more, I think. Yeah, 10 times speed. But now we play the waiting game. Now, like I said, you can see here, we're in summer, late summer now. this crop here is 9%, 10%. We're not going to get a yield out of that. They've started harvesting this. They're still not harvesting that. And corn grows a lot quicker, obviously, than potatoes. They're going to start harvesting this corn here. So what I might actually do is just tell them to harvest this. There's no point in keeping on going with that. It's not going to be ready. I could have harvested it later in the season, but I may as well just do it now. There we go, we've got our tailor. So what we'll do is we'll turn that off, we'll put a tailor on. Because we're not building anything at the moment, so it doesn't really matter that we don't have a builder. What are they complaining about? They haven't got any logs, but there are 20 logs, so I don't know why they are complaining. Logs, like we've got... yeah, well, there we go, they've just taken their logs. We might drop this down to 400. There's no real point for him to be gathering them up, doing that much. So you can say we're in autumn. So this should work out reasonably well. I think they'll get these harvests finished. It's the potatoes that take longer, so and they're nearly through them. There we go, that corn's finished. Logs, yeah. They should finish these pretty comfortably, actually. It's autumn, oh, maybe not. So we'll watch here, you'll see these crops will slowly start to disappear. Just watch them. I think it has to actually get into winter for them to disappear, so maybe they'll get it done. No, but yeah, see, didn't get it done in time. Late autumn, there you go. But now farmers will become foresters. So this will work. I'll set up here with the food. I do like putting orchards in, but just not really sure at the moment. I like building things big. I like doing big orchards, big farms, big housing developments. But I don't really want to do that right now. What are we missing? Materials, so they're missing leather, I think. I've closed it again. I have to be closing. So no leather, but we now have 12 coats. Now, oof, I nearly did it. See, I just do it. I like a nice, clean, clear screen, but you need these menus up. Now you can tell them, see, we're building a hide coat at the moment. We can go a wool coat, but we don't need sheep to make wool. Or we could go a warm coat, which is leather and wool, which is obviously better. Same here with the blacksmith. We can go an iron tool, or we can go a steel tool, which is log, iron, and coal. That's a bit later in the track. We're not quite ready for that yet. We need a much bigger population than what we've got to do that. They're at their tool with their limits. So what we might actually do, so I just have a cough there. We'll actually start on this. I know I said that you should really have a hospital, but I'm desperate for nomads. I'm desperate for a bigger population. There we go, that's our logs. Stone. Ooh, okay. Well, we got lots of stone here, so that's alright. So let's just clear some stone. And a nice big area of stone. Clear that. And we'll prioritise. Oh, we got 2 labourers, that's alright. So you can see them, if I slow the speed down here. I never play at this speed, it's so slow. I don't know anyone that does. Might get a builder because this road isn't built yet. We're gonna have to make it a bit faster here. So you can see our labourer up here. I don't know why we've got so many labourers. We don't normally. Hang on, excuse me a second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. It's 20 past 10 at night and my daughter has decided to come and pay me a visit. She should be asleep. Here we go, our builder's building a nice road. So sorry if you hear some whinging, that's just her doing a little cuddle with me while I play this game. So you can see we've got our logs. We've we've got our logs, we've got our iron, it's just the stone we're short on, and that's why I was hesitant to build this, because it does use up so much stone. It takes up so much stone. A lot of this is more of a, I mean, I'm happy to be told I'm wrong, but it's more of a mid-game sort of thing to be building, but I'm building it a bit earlier. Probably a huge mistake. I might put a road through here. These dirt roads don't cost anything and they just make people faster, so that's why I don't really mind putting those roads in. And like I said, I like symmetry, so we're just going to put it out there, make it a bit better. Okay, we're in late spring. How are our crops going? 46%, 39. They're getting there. If we had educated people, they would do this a lot quicker. Unfortunately, we don't have educated workers. No, we don't have a school, which I should really build as well. And they still reach the limits. That's still waiting on hide. And we've used up all our coats. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this town hall build. So we get all our stone in. If they take, no, they're still, see, these icons here means that you've told them to remove it. We still aren't done removing it all, so we're just going to have to wait. I think I got all the stuff that was in the range of these builds. Oh no, I didn't, I missed. Oh, well, best thing to do is to remove those, because otherwise our forester won't build out there. Oh, build. You won't plant trees out there, I mean. Now my plan here, guys, is to get this town as through the early game as established as I can get it. I've changed my plans a bit. This up here is going to be my farming and orchard area. This here, and we're going to tunnel through this mountain to this side. If I do, actually, let's check it out. If I do need a tunnel, yeah, so I'll need a tunnel to go through there, because otherwise they can't. They just have to build around. So we'll get the dirt road built at least. That's where our tunnel will start to go through there. Tunnels, there we go. We're not going to build this tunnel, it's just too... Oh, you're kidding me. We can't tunnel through. Can we tunnel through any of this? That is going to be a bit annoying if we can't tunnel through this, because that was what my plan was. I don't think we can. Oh, there we go, we can tunnel through there. So we'll get that tunnel going, but we will pause it because it's going to use up a lot of stone. And what we'll do is we'll get our pathway to connect up to it. I think it's there. Bang, connect those up. It's going to look a bit weird. We'll probably just fill that with a farm or something. So this, now that we've got this all set up here, this is going to be our farming area. So we'll make this here our farm. These houses will hopefully be for farmers. This area out here is where we'll sort of set up our main town centre. You can see there we've got it. Oh, that looks good. We've got that going. So they're just going to start building it. Yeah, nice. Hopefully we'll get some nomads in. Let's have a look at our hospital. What's that going to cost to build? Again, a lot of stone, a lot of wood. We just don't have the resources for it. We just don't have the resources. Oh, these animals just teasing us hanging around there. Food isn't a great way at the moment. I know. We are doing really well with food. And if you look down here at our hunting cabin, last season you got 360 and 10 leather. Obviously, more people, you can have up to 3 people in here, the more people we have, the better that'll be. Gatherer, I mean, just look at the resources they gather. This is why you want a gatherer's hut. They are just incredible with what they can gather. Alright guys, I'm just going to let this run for a bit. I'm going to put my daughter back to bed and then I'll be back. Just give me a couple of minutes. Sorry about that. I'm back. So our plan, like I said, is to get the get through the early game. I think we've done that now. We've got ourselves set up. You wouldn't normally build this early game. This is more of a late game, mid game, let's say, sort of thing to build. But because, well, my population's not doing too badly now, actually. I need that school built. Logs was something we were always struggling on. We've got a couple of spare labourers, so we're going to pop one down there in logs. Food is fine, so we don't have to worry about that. Where should we put the other one? What else are we short on? What do we got here? Medicine. See, we've got great. There we go. We've got our health back up, right way back up to 5 stars. Happiness we can really improve. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to get another hunter, because then we can get the leather. So we'll pop another hunter down there. That way we'll increase our leather, which means that we can make more coats. I really want to trade it too, actually. Let's... Trading post. These have to be placed on water. Half on, half off. So you can see... I really didn't explain this actually earlier, did I? You can see here on the left-hand side, we've got that red section. That's the section that needs to be on land, and on the right-hand side where it's green and it's got that little bit of red, that needs to be all on water, because they come through in their little boats and they will trade with you. So we might... Oh, can we fit it here? Now we can fit it there, but my worry is fitting a road over these hills. It's kind of the only... You know, we're going to put it here. Bang, done. Let's get a road in. Now, some of the graphics in this game aren't the greatest. I mean, these deer look like they're just drowning themselves in the water as they go. I can't even remember when this game was made, but like I said, it's one of my favourite games. Absolutely love it. If you get a chance, check it out, play it. If you're into the whole city building experience, I highly recommend Banished. Yeah, it's just a great game to play, really. And if you look, the thing, and I can't remember who brought this, who mentioned this. There's a few other YouTubers I watch who have played and do play quality management, city management games. One being Cryptic Fox. Love his stuff, especially Oxygen Not Included, which I may play on the channel if I get time. I do also have a full-time job, so a part-time job, I should say, and I have 2 kids to look after. So I don't. This is kind of a hobby more than anything else for me. Flapperlicky. He's an Australian YouTuber. Watch him. Love his stuff. And also Nerdcubed. I don't think it was Nerdcubed. He doesn't tend to play these sorts of games, I don't think. Oh no, no, it was Flabberlicky. One of the things I think he brought up in the video he played, if you look at this menu here, so this is the town hall menu. Look at the size of it. If I move around the map, it stays the same size. It stays centered over the town hall, and it stays the same size until you go off of the town hall, obviously. I just think that is such good design that, you know, that menu doesn't change no matter where you go. It stays over the town hall unless you move off the town hall off the map, and it just stays there. You know, it just it makes it so much easier. You know, sometimes when you move around, what are we short on? I've closed the thing again. Logs. Sometimes menus in city building games, they'll shrink down as you go further away from the building that you've got selected. They can just get annoying, but you know, it's just so good. Alright, enough about that. I've closed it again, haven't I? So we're down to 5 logs. That's because we're building the trading post down here. We are well short. We need 82 logs, 80 stone. Jeez, I forgot it used so many resources. You know what? Let's just go ahead and plan out our farms. I know someone in the comments is probably going to yell at me for doing something wrong. I probably should leave a gap. I probably shouldn't build it this big. Here we go. It's telling me the orchard's too large. I like building, especially an orchard that, you know, bang. We'll see what resources, what seeds we have, and I get 2 things on there to remove. We'll see what seeds we have and what we can plant in our orchard. We may build a second one. Like I said, this is our farming area. I will set up another farming area. I don't think I really need it actually. There we go, they've cleared that. We'll put corn in there as well. We'll turn our builder off actually because we're not building anything, we don't need them. Now this one here, I've put it as corn because corn grows quicker, it's harvested quicker, and that's what it appears to be. So if I have that set as corn, hopefully that means that whoever's working on it won't need helping out. I mean obviously they probably will, but hopefully they don't need help from the rest of the farms. They can quickly smash it out just at the same time as probably potatoes. See here we're getting all these logs, nice and good. I'm sorry, like I said, if anyone does not like clear-cut foresting, I don't either, but, you know, we got logs. I need the area for an orchard. Now one of the good things about orchards, when you build them, is that as the trees grow old and die, you harvest those trees, so you get wood back out of the orchard. Orchards take, if you're playing this game for the first time, go with your fields first. Go with the crops here. You will not regret it. You need the crops first. They produce good food. Fishing docks as well. You need those. Those are, most of the time it'll start near a body of water. They're very early game. Don't expect to build an orchard and have resources straight away. You will not get it. There we go. Oh my god. We got chestnuts. Plant some chestnuts. And we need another farmer. Oh, see now I've made a mistake here. I've got no labourers because I've got everyone dedicated to farming, and we don't need the food. I've really mucked up here. Yeah, don't go with orchards. They take a long time to grow. They don't produce food. They don't produce food. I think it's the first 2 seasons. We'll see, because you know we're in early summer on the 6th season, which is when we started our orchard. So we'll see if we get up to the 8th season and we're starting to harvest. There you go, 2 seasons for harvesting. But don't expect it straight away because you will not get it. Now, what are we on to next? How are our housing? How's our housing going? If you start seeing these getting cramped, you need to build more. If they're not getting cramped, they should be okay. We will build a couple more because we've got the space here, and I planned on putting housing in there and there. We'll get our road across there. And what we'll actually do is we'll run a road down the side. Oh, that's not good space. No, we won't do that. So I like using every inch that I can. I know it's weird, I've mucked up there. I could just delete that square, but then they got no way through. I think they could still squeeze through the gap, but it doesn't look right to me, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. Actually, can we fit in a house? If we were to... No, it still wouldn't work. Okay. I'll put a well in there. We'll have this, we'll do 4 logs and 40 stone. Well, you know, we're going to put the well in. They may not have enough resources to build it, but we'll put it anyway. We'll see what happens. Yeah, they don't. They got 28 stone. And the only way, other than gathering the stone, the only other way you can get stone is by building a quarry, which is just here. So this quarry here, 80 wood, 40 stone. You need to get stone to make stone. And that'll get you some stone. Now, like I was saying, I have a full-time job. I won't be streaming every night. I'll try and stream as much as I can. It'll be infrequent. You know what, I'm just going to tell them to remove all this stone. it'll probably be pretty infrequent when I stream. It'll be a lot of Mondays and Tuesdays, Australian time, Monday and Tuesday nights. Probably starting about 8:30. And then weekends when I get the chance to, I will stream as well. There we go. We're in late summer. We're harvesting the corn. We're nearly there with this corn. So you see, look, the size difference between this crop field here and these potatoes here. I mean, I know they've already started harvesting these potatoes, but the size difference. And we're nearly ready to harvest these, and we're nearly ready to harvest these. Yeah, just going to show you how quick that corn grows. Someone let me know in the comments if I'm just delusional about that, or if it is actually true that the corn grows quicker than the potatoes. It makes sense that it does. There we go, we got one labourer. One labourer. Really need this trading post to get some animals. Hopefully we can get some sheep. Now, with the trading posts, they are, as the name says, they are trading posts. You need to give something to get something. So, at the moment, I'm kind of a bit stuck. The good tip I learned from someone else, which might have been Flabaliki again, was firewood. I think he got told by someone. But because we're so short on logs, I don't really want to be giving away our firewood. We've got 422. Food is probably what we'll give away. We've got a lot of food. And the thing about the trading posts and the way they work is that so all of our food is stored in here. Let's see, that's what we've got. It's getting full too. We probably need to build another one. Once you've built the trading post, they actually have to transport the food from here down to here. Oh, see, there we go. It's just popped up as we're looking at it. Produced good. Produced good. Is near capacity. It's not going to fit all this stuff in. Look at that corn. We've got 2,269 corn. That is a lot of corn. I need to get this trading post finished so that I can move some corn over there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till winter hits. Just hope. Oh, it's full. It's full. Amazing. Do you remember back to the start of this game and we had about probably 10 people die of starvation, and now look at the surplus of food we've got. Wow. I know, it's full. The thing is, they've got nowhere to put this stuff, so this is just going to go to waste. It doesn't really bother me that it goes to waste. It doesn't matter. Like, it's more that we've got what we've got stored than. And you see here it sits out. They won't put it inside, they'll just leave it sitting there. Or they'll gather it and leave it here. And the problem I've got is I can't build another one of these storage barns because I don't have the logs to do it. We'll have a look at how much they cost. Storage barn. 48 logs. We just don't have 48 logs. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put one down anyway. Pop it here because this is right on the edge of where our forester is. I'm going to put it down anyway. They're not going to be able to build it, but they can clear anything. There's one thing to be removed from there. They can put the stone in. We really need. Oh, there we go. We've got a couple of labourers, so we can put a builder in. So we can get the houses built. We can get the trading post built. There we go. And winter is hit, so we will not be producing much more food, except for what our fishing docks and hunters cabin builds. Remove that, putting stone over there, but hopefully these guys will be out here removing the stone. What we're going to prioritise it as well, because I need that stone. Oops. No, not that. We need that stone, so they'll go over there and get that stone. There we go. We're up 52 to. I thought our limit was 50. Here it is. Oh. We've hit our limit on that. And look at how our population's bounced back. We're going to need some more. Well, we're building these houses, I suppose. We're going to chuck 2 builds on because honestly, our farmers should be gathering all of those materials that we've told them to. We've got no stone. We've got 2 stone. But importantly, we've got this built. We've got this built. We've got the resources in there for them. Yeah, logs are low. Need to get some more logs. We'll just remove these. There we go. Just get rid of them. So this is the issue that we're going to have. Our herbalist. We'll put you up to 400. Give them another labourer. Make you a builder as well. Looks like they're building this. It's gone up a fair bit. Yeah, 57 out of 140. You're going to work on it too. We need this barn built. We really need this storage barn built because it's just so much of our stuff is going to waste. All right. While they're busy building, let's have a look. I don't know how long we've been streaming for. Let's have a look here at our town hall, and we'll just go through everything. So we're in year 6, late winter. We have 9 homes, 2 more to be built. 16 different families, 28 citizens, 22 of them are adults, 6 of them are children. We need to build a school. God, that just got bright all of a sudden. 100% are clothed, 27% are educated. We'll need to fix that up. Oh, our well's got stone in it too. That's what used up a lot of the stone. Well, go to ticked over year 7. These are our jobs. Again, I use the professions tab down here. I don't really need to use this jobs board up here. Production. So you can see here in our production, we've got a limit of 200 logs. We aren't hitting anywhere near that. We've got 6. Currently we have 6. We've used 119. We've produced 12. That's not good, considering the amount of logs we need. Producing 12 is really bad. In the 1 year we've used 53. We produced 181. Now I think 181 comes from the ones I've been telling them to clear. Not certain on that though. Inventory. So this is everything that is stored in all of our storage locations. Again, corn is just ridiculous. Potatoes ridiculous. We're probably due for a crop infestation soon. Population, you see it's slowly climbing. Adults, yeah, as kids get older, they climb, it goes up. This is where nomads will request to come to your city. You'll see that pop up down here. You'll get a little purple, I think it's purple notification. It could be green. No, it's purple, because green's death. And these are the items we have to trade. So, what we've acquired, sorry. So we've got the chestnuts, potatoes and corn, so we can plant those. We really need, and then you fill out the rest of these with different seeds that you can get. So I don't know, I think pears, apples, apples are 2 of the other ones you can get. I'm not sure about any others. Oh, there we go. It's been built. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick someone in here. Now these people, sorry, I said it was labourers, but it's actually people who work here that are going to run backwards and forwards moving things. We are going to put in corn. We're going to put in probably 600. So now our little man or woman who's working here will run backwards and forwards quickly, bringing corn over, which is good because it'll help clear up some space in our stockpile, our storage barn here. Because we're in late spring, and if you look at our food production, we're going for it. These logs, how am I going without clearing that? I haven't really cleared anything here. Haven't cleared any stone really either. Oh. It's all about managing your. Let's. Really need that many. We don't need that many builders. In fact, we don't need any builders. Let's prioritise some stuff. Let's prioritise our logs and our stone. Now, I didn't need to build that there. I could have easily just gone up and around, but just for ease of access, I really want to go through there. In fact, I could probably, if I look at it. Yeah, see, it's red. I can't build across that. It builds around. So, up here. So if you go all the way up and around, which I don't really want to do. Yeah, they're getting some stone. They're not picking it up though for some strange reason. And they're clearing some trees to get some logs. Is our orchard coming along? Yeah, see, 0 yield, so it needs a bit longer. Probably needs more people working in it too. Actually, we've got spare people. Let's put some more people down here in our forest lodge. We should probably build a second one now that I think about it. So we can do the cutting and planting technique. Okay, it's a storage barn, so I don't really want to build it up there. I kind of want to build it here, actually, where I've got the herbalist. Move the herbalist away. We'll leave it out as. I need to increase their happiness. 4 stars is still good, but yeah, I'd like to make it a bit higher. Just trying to think what I can do. Tavern is the only thing I think I can. Let's have a look through the menus and see what we've got. Town services. So there we go. We'll build a. Oh, we've got much stone, but we'll build a graveyard. I like building massive graveyards because normally things go that way with my towns. Let's build it at the back here. Okay, let's pop that there. So they'll bring some stone over there, they'll build a graveyard. That won't hold many graves. I normally, like I said, like to build large ones, but that'll do for now. There we go, we got our stone, we are 1 log short. You're kidding me. You know, I'm going to put a builder on, because otherwise I'll forget. Logs? Yeah, logs. Alright, you know what, it's time to put a second forester in. Let's just see where we can get this. You normally put them side by side so that way they can cover up on the same area. Let's just do that. I know he's going to overlap this mountain a fair bit, and you can't grow trees on mountains. But he can overlap down here. Let's get rid of these stone. Get rid of that stone and we'll get rid of that iron. We won't make it a priority because it's not even built yet. So, yes, I know, logs, it's low. Heaps of food. How's our trader going? Oh, we got 600 in there. What about our storage barn though? Corn, we've got 1900. Probably put a couple hundred potatoes in here too, actually. Potatoes. Let's put 400 potatoes in there and we'll increase this up to 800. So all we're waiting for now is a trader to come through and see if we can get some new seeds. Ideally, I'd like to get some livestock. Let's remove this. We don't need this here anymore. That. Don't need that. They'll just move this firewood over here. Logs is a real issue. I'm hoping that once I get this built, we'll sort it out. Oh, we got our storage barn being built, so we don't have to worry about this constantly telling us that it's full. Yeah, that's built. Cool. It doesn't need anyone in it, which is good too. We'll pop our builder back as a labourer, because there's no need for him to be a builder. I've just noticed I can hear mooing in... It sounds like mooing in the background of this game, which makes absolutely no sense because there are no cows on this map yet. I haven't found a trader, so there's no way there could be cows. Well, I had a trader come past, so there can't be cows. But alright. Oh, the other thing that irritates me a little bit about this game is if you watch these people. Now, I can't build a road here, but they can climb over it. So watch where they're going. They like to take the most direct route. Can I build a road there? No. No, I can build a tunnel, but I can't build a road. Yet they can just walk clean over the top of it. And you may be wondering, why are you building a tunnel? And the answer is, because I want to. I don't have the resources to do it. You know, I don't have 50... Oh, I don't have 50. You know what, let's just get started. We've got people who can do it. School. That was the other thing I was thinking. I need a school. Where is the school? There it is. Not as much, but still, it's going to use a few resources. We'll put that next to the storage barn. Now, like I said, I'm going to make this the farming area, but I want this to be still a built-up, developed area. So you'll probably find what I'll do is I will remove the town hall from here, and I'll put it over the other side once I get that laid out. But I want to get the layout right first. Like I said, I'm a little bit OCD, just ask my wife, just a touch OCD. So it'll need to be perfect before, layout will need to be perfect before I build anything. So I will destroy this. I'll put it down probably in the center here. And then I'll start building around it. And I'll probably do, anyone who's played Frostpunk, which might be another game I'll play on the channel, I'll build it out like that. Now if you look here, we've reached our food limit, 5,000. So we'll increase that because why not? We'll increase it to 10,000. Tools, I don't really mind that we've reached our tool limit. How's he going? Yeah, he's got his 800, got his 400. Now this is where the town hall does come in handy to see your inventory, because I've got two storage barns now. Now this one's 91% and this one is 9%. If you look, they've got berries in there, 47 berries, but I don't know, they've split it up. They've moved all the smaller items over here. I'll look at them. No, they're venison. There we go. So we've got 160 venison in here and 514 venison there. So, you know, in a perfect world, they'd stack them together in the same storage barn, but they don't. So that's why going to your town hall and looking at your inventory is really handy. I think a builder has to remove this. I don't know for certain though. So, you know what? We're going to gather all the resources that are here. May as well save leaving them. We're getting our log stockpiles back up too, which is good. That just needs resources delivered to it. Right, so once we've got our school built, we could probably use some more housing. Let's get some more houses in. Like I said, I'm probably going to remove that town hall once I develop my other city centre. But for now, I can stay there. Let's get some houses in across there. That'll do for now. There we go, we've got that. There's resources are delivered for that, so now it's just a case of the builders getting over there, or builder, I should say. We'll put two builders on. And getting that built. Our farmers and labourers will go and clear all this stuff here. This is ready to be built too, so it's probably good that we put two builds in there. They've removed this stockpile. We'll probably pop a couple of houses out here. Yeah, they're removing the items from there now, so we can start getting that built. Now, it says that we've got 25 adults, no students, and 8 children. So if we go into look at these houses, they should be pretty full of people now. If you look here, this one, you know, I think this had 2 people in it. Now it's, you know, look at all the people we've got living there. It's not 2 and that one, only 1. And this is the problem. Unless they partner up with someone, this is what I've noticed in this game. Unless they partner with someone, they are not going to produce children. If they don't produce children, then they're just taking up a house, and that's it. You know, no one else will move into this house with this person. Their name is Nest, so like, it's kind of weird. No one's going to move into this house with him. He's just going to be taking up space that I could have a family moving into. Because as the children get older, if there's a house to move out into, they'll move out into it and they'll partner up with someone. But when you've got one person, like, you know, it's all guys too. Just guys living in these houses, taking up spaces. So you see, these people would have moved in together and they've got a kid. Great, good, that's what we want. Now, like I showed earlier, you can upgrade these... Oh, there we go, our tunnel's built. have a look at that. You can't see through the tunnel, but it's there. Like saying, upgrading houses. Oh, and here's our graveyard too, so we can have 20 graves in there. I'm hoping not to kill that many people. It'd be nice to have a path around there. Let's see if we can do one. I don't think we can. Yeah, we can't do one up here. But we can do to there. Can we get it on the back here? Oh no, one spot that we can't. That annoys me. It really does. You don't want to be upgrading these houses in winter. It's fine now, it's spring, we could do it. It takes a lot of resources, as I showed before, 24, 40 and 10. So I probably won't be looking at upgrading them at the moment until I get some more resources. But once you do upgrade a house, the people get kicked out and they're homeless. Which is where this here comes in handy, a boarding house. And as you see, 100 wood and 45 stone. It's big too. If you look at the size of that thing, it's huge. Let's find a clear spot we can put it down, just have a look at it. I mean, it's nice looking, but it's huge. Yeah, so we won't be popping that down. But what happens when you, if you have a boarding house and and you upgrade another house into a stone one, they move into the boarding house until there's a house available for them. Oh, that would be perfect right there. Yeah, so they'll move into... Are they building this yet? Well, I don't know what these people are building. They've started. And what's going on here? Why is there no... I don't want to auto purchase. I just want the merchant to come so I can actually trade some things and get some new seeds or some animals. Oh, there we go, now it's going up. You see they build it in stages. So, sorry, I get really sidetracked. What was I saying? So once you upgrade the house, they'll move into the boarding house. There we go, we can put someone in here. That means we can get educated student people, and it means they're more productive. So when you upgrade a house, people get kicked out, they take all of the items. So if we have a look at this house here, for example, in their inventory, so they've got corn, venison, firewood and potatoes. They'll get kicked out, they'll take those resources with them, and if they have a boarding house, they will move into the boarding house until there is a house available for them to move into. If there's no house available for them to move into, they will just freeze and probably die. We're building some more houses over here. So to complete all the build jobs we've got, we need 10 builders. We don't have 10 builders. We're not going to have 10 builders. Oh, here we go. Look at these. These are... I reckon these are right to pick this season. Yeah, look, see, we can harvest them. And there you go, cut, so you can clear this. So there we go, we're 8th. There you go, I said 2 seasons. I think we started in the 6th season. Or 5th season, I can't remember. Anyway, we can harvest them this season. They're going very slowly though, considering this is already being harvested. Yeah, wow, I don't know if they're going to get it all done this season. Might be next one. We don't need the food, we're pretty flush on food. 4,000, what's that, 4,288 food. Stored food too. Our populations come along. There we go, we've got 1 student up here, you can see in the top left. 26 adults, 1 student, 6 children. And we're getting some more houses built, which means that people can move out, our population can grow. Let's have a look in our menus down here and see what we can build. So you got dirt roads, don't cost you anything. Stone roads cost you 1, as it says there, 1 piece of stone per unit. So if I was to select, say here, that will cost me 3 stone. So it does add up. I mean, we've got 26 stone, so we can do 26 tiles. It's not really worth it either, I don't think. I mean, it does make them travel faster, but they travel pretty fast as it is. Bridges. Let's find a span we can cross with the bridge. So we can cross over there with the bridge. I'm not going to. There's no real... Oh! Maybe another day. Maybe later we will. And tunnels, which we've already seen a tunnel. In here we've got our storage barns, so they're the things that store our food in. This here and this here. We've got our stockpiles, which is this here, and we got rid of the one that was on the top there. Markets. So, markets are kind of interesting in that if I was to build a market, they're big too. I mean, look at the size of that thing. You really want that, you know, in the middle of your town. And if you can see this, the ring that surrounds it, I don't think I can show it very well. There we go. So that ring that surrounds it, from my knowledge, anyone that lives within that ring will collect from that market. And a trade post, which is down there. Town services, we've got our well, putting out fires, pretty self-explanatory. We've got schools, we've got a hospital, which we should build, but we haven't yet. Our town hall, which we built, a church, or chapel. Oh, there we go. We can increase happiness with a chapel, but look at the resources it takes. 50 wood, 130 stone, and 30 iron. That is ridiculous. And our cemetery, which we've built up here, which, if anyone dies, should hopefully make them happier, considering. Food production. We've got our crops, which we've got up here. We've got our orchards, which we have an orchard there. Pastures, which you just sort of, you know, you can see there. So I'll just move across to it, actually. That's for chickens, cows, sheep, you know, all that sort of nice, yummy food. Fishing docks, which we have two of. Hunting cabin, I'm not going to go to it, it's just down south from here. And a gatherer's hut, which is south from here as well. I'm just going through this stuff now, and then I'm probably going to end the stream. Resource production, so we have our woodcutter, who we have over here. Makes firewood. Forester. Ooh. Ooh. Trader. Here he comes. Now he'll pop here. You'll see a little purple icon appear. Where is it? There it is. Click on that. Takes you to it. Click on this. Trade. What's he got? He's got 50 coal. But he doesn't want anything that we have. Rats. And I don't know what he wants. There you go, see, there we go, we can, this, so, he's from Tangela. We can set a custom order from him, so we can say, just come the once, and we will buy from you ale, leather, you know, all this nice stuff here. I don't have any animals though, which is what I want. Yeah, no, I'm going to dismiss him. I really want animals. So he can go. Anyway, back to... yeah, okay. So we've got our herbalist. So they gather herbs for medicines. We've got our blacksmith, makes tools. He's right here. We've got a tailor, makes clothes. He's right here. He is short because he doesn't have any leather. There's no leather in stock, but we have 13 coats. We've got our tavern. So they make alcohol. Actually pretty cheap to make too. 52 logs, 12 stone, and 20 iron. So they're pretty cheap to make. I might consider him next time. I have trouble making alcohol though. So yeah. I've got a mine. That's what. Let's just rotate it around. There we go. That's what a mine looks like. So you can get from memory, you can get coal and iron out of a mine. They just, and as you can see there, it's got the green bit and the red bit. The red bit goes on a mountain, the green bit goes on flattish land. So if we rotate it around, we might be able to get it into here. There we go, so we might put a mine there later. I normally like to have two mines, one producing iron, one producing coal. And we have our quarry, which is pretty big. So you can see there we've got our quarry. And that makes stone. I mean, that'd be perfect there, but that's right within our range of all this stuff, so that'll probably go... Actually, we could probably put that here. Oh, that'd slot in nicely just there. And then we might be able to fit our mines in behind it. One there, and... one there, and then one there. Yeah. Might do that another day. So that was all that. That makes stone, and then here this is just so to remove buildings, remove all resources, or then you can specify you want trees, stone, iron, and roads, and then cancel. So don't remove. And then exit game. So as you can see, we've got 2 students. Got all our houses built that I wanted to get built. Which have some people in them having some kids, which is great. It'll increase our population. No one will move into these places until these guys die. So they're kind of just taking up room, and I really want them to go. Move it together and have like a bachelor's pad would be great for them. Let's extend this road down a bit. There we go. Give our builders something to do. So this has been banished. I have been TGP. This has been TGP Plays. If you like what you see, let me know. I will make some more. I am planning on doing a few live streams in the future. Like I said, this is my first one. We've been going for an hour and a half. I'd say we're well and truly past the early game, which is all I was planning on doing, but that wouldn't take very long. Love this game. Really is a real... Oh, I hate having that road there. I might just remove that. Love this game. It really is a tough game, especially if it's the first time you've played it. It just... Oh, you'd get so frustrated playing. But then when you could finally get a city, a town going, God, it's so rewarding. I'd love to move all this over here. Start fresh over here, but I can't start fresh. So I'll just build a new town over there once I've got this one a bit more established. Actually, it's pretty established now. I might start building over there the next stream. Actually, next time I play this, what we'll do, we'll extend this road down. We'll demolish our town hall. We'll build a new town hall down here. Ooh, that could be interesting. That's a slight rise in the ground. Slight rises in the ground you can't build on. Oh, that's annoying. Oh, I think I've got a woodcutter out here somewhere. Just saw a tree fall. Logs is low. What a shock. Anyway, like I say, we'll start fresh. We'll build a new town over here. Yes, I'm going to sneak and do stuff while I sign off. I'm going to remove some trees. Like I said, I've been TGP. This has been TGP Plays Banished. If you like to see, let me know. I will make more. I'm planning on doing this. I'm also planning on playing Frostpunk. Oxygen not included. I'm not very good at Oxygen not included. I can do reasonably well at Frostpunk. And also, sort of a favourite game of mine. That's why I started off with Banished as one of my favourite games. Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I plan on playing again. Just reinstalled it onto my PC. Again, it's a game I really love. It got me back into love with the Assassin's Creed franchise. There we go, our happiness has gone up half star. But anyway, like I said, this has been TGP Plays. I am TPG, and I will catch all of you guys next stream. Thank you. Goodbye.